Hello, friends. Today, when two of the world's most dangerous and highly powerful teams, namely India women and South Africa women, faced each other on the historic grounds of Emirates Old Trafford in Manchester for this massive and high-voltage 18th match of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2026, a cataclysmic storm of runs and a sensational collapse of wickets were witnessed on the field, which completely stopped the heartbeats of every single cricket fan in the cricket world. On this dry and turning pitch of Old Trafford, when India women's team captain Harmanpreet Kaur won the toss and made a highly fearless, courageous, and aggressive decision to bat first, the intentions of vice-captain Smriti Mandhana and young run machine Shafali Verma, who stepped onto the field as the opening duo, were from the very beginning to tear the South African bowlers to shreds. Bringing the first over of the innings, South Africa and world cricket's most dangerous and lethal all-rounder, Marizanne Kapp, bowled her fourth ball, which was coming directly a bit outside the line of the leg stump. On this, India's young run machine and fearless opener, Shafali Verma, set a strong position in the crease. Showing a magical twist of her brilliant wrists, Shafali executed a crisp and spectacular flick right from the side of fine leg and sent the ball past the boundary for 4 runs, with which the Indian women's team's account also opened in a highly blockbuster style. Immediately after this, when South Africa's express fast bowler Shabneem Ismail came onto the attack to bowl the second over of the innings, the classic batter and Indian vice-captain Smriti Mandhana, present on strike, started showing her true magic on the field. Mandhana very quickly anticipated the line of Ismail's first full-length delivery and, putting a strong front foot out, collected a silky boundary through a minor gap at cover point. And then right on the very next short-pitched ball, utilizing the pace, she played a wonderful pull shot and struck a second consecutive boundary past the fine leg boundary. On the final balls of this very over, Shafali Verma from the other end also opened her arms and, tricking the infield fielders, extracted a magnificent and bullet-paced boundary right through the middle of covers. When South Africa's main spinner Chloe Tryon came onto attack to bowl the third over of the innings, Shafali Verma immediately upon her arrival caused havoc and reduced Tryon's entire confidence to rubble. Shafali used her feet excellently on Tryon's very first ball and smashed a crisp inside-out boundary between cover and mid-off, and then on the very next flighted ball, moving slightly back into the crease, collected a second consecutive sharp boundary from the side of point. In an attempt to make a comeback, Tryon bowled the third ball, giving it a bit more loop in the air, but Shafali Verma, who had come into a completely aggressive mood, stepped out of the crease with lightning speed, and before the ball could turn after pitching, poured the entire power of both her hands to smash a massive skyscraper and unimaginable 6 of 74 meters past the long-off boundary, making the entire stadium echo with the noise of the spectators. But it has often been seen on fields called the Mecca of cricket and in matches of major ICC tournaments that after initial fierce storms, a terrifying silence suddenly blankets the field. And exactly something like this was witnessed today on this historic ground of Manchester as well. This destructive and merciless storm of the Indian opening duo could not stretch further for long today, because coming back to re-bowl the third over, South Africa's most clever and experienced fast bowler, Marizanne Kapp, on the final ball of this over, gave the Indian camp the first sharpest and biggest blow, completely turning the tables of the match. Kapp made an excellent and strategic use of the crease's width and, coming round the wicket from behind the stumps, bowled a highly precise, sharp, and lethal good-length delivery. On this dry and hard pitch of Manchester, the ball in-swung slightly inward after pitching. Indian vice-captain Smriti Mandhana, who had made 17 runs off 12 balls with the help of 3 crisp boundaries, made a massive error in reading the length of this ball and, having already made up her mind, attempted to play an overly aggressive scoop shot. The length of the ball was not right for a scoop at all, due to which Mandhana's bat just swung in the air, and the shining white ball completely deceived the bat to go straight and rip her middle and leg stumps into the air, getting her clean bowled. After the fall of this big wicket of Mandana, the wicket-keeper batter Yastika Bhatia walked out to bat at the highly crucial and responsibility-filled number 3 position. Yastika, stepping onto the field, did not let the pressure overpower her. She extended her strong front foot out on Marizanne Kapp's very next full-pitch delivery, balanced her body weight beautifully, and played a magnificent, classic, and spectacular straight drive right next to mid-off, opened her account with a boundary, and carried the team's sequence of runs forward. The Indian women's team was still trying to recover completely from this initial blow and stabilize the innings according to the strategies of the captain and vice-captain when, on the 4th ball of the 16th over, express bowler Shabneem Ismail once again showed her true terror on the field with her fire-spitting bowling. Ismail, running in from behind the stumps, bowled a sharp, lethal, extra bouncing and terrifying bouncer with a fierce speed of 128 kilometers per hour. Shefali Verma, who was completely set in the crease and batting aggressively with 31 runs off 15 balls, courtesy of 4 boundaries and 1 6, started making a defensive attempt to drop her gloves and withdraw herself from the line of the ball at the final moment due to this fierce pace and sudden bounce. The ball passed extremely close to her gloves at lightning speed and settled into the gloves of South African wicketkeeper Sinalo Jafta. The on-field umpire initially gave it completely not out, but the South African team and the keeper, without wasting any time, immediately demanded a catch-behind review from Captain Laura Wolvaert. When the Ultra Edge technology was checked very closely in the third umpire's replays, it was clearly and visibly apparent that when the ball passed near Shefali's gloves, a clear and sharp spike was present on the screen. Because of this, the on-field umpire had to change his decision, and Shefali had to walk back towards the pavilion with a very heavy and disappointed heart. Right after Shefali got out, such a terrifying, merciless, and unpenetrable web of South African spinners was witnessed on this Manchester ground that it completely turned the backbone of the Indian middle order to rubble. Handling the responsibility of batting at number 3, Yastika Bhatia, with 15 runs off 13 balls, completely missed the line while attempting to go deep into the crease, using the back foot to defend a turning leg break ball from South African spinner Nonkululeko Mhlaba. In the very next over, she was completely defeated by an incoming length ball from fast bowler Ayabonga Kaka, and the ball went straight to crash into her pads in front of the wickets, due to which she went back to the pavilion after being dismissed straight LBW. Following this, walking in to spearhead the batting at the highly delicate number 4 spot, India's star batter Jemimah Rodriguez showed her aggressive intentions the moment she stepped onto the field. Jemimah extended her strong front foot to reach the pitch of a flighted delivery from spinner Nonkululeko Mhlaba and made a wonderful use of her magical wrists and strong bottom hand to smash a magnificent, attractive, and spectacular inside-out boundary over the infield in the direction of covers, infusing massive energy in the spectators. But this aggressive and strong innings of Jemimah also could not stretch long for the Indian team, which further increased the anxieties of the Indian camp. On the 2nd ball of the 11th over, South Africa's clever medium-pace bowler Nadine de Klerk bowled a crisp, good-length ball that stopped slightly on the pitch. Jemimah Rodriguez, instead of playing this ball with a straight bat in the V region, made a massive mistake of closing her bat face in a hurry to turn it to the onside. Due to the ball coming slow after stopping on the pitch, it took a thick leading edge of the bat and popped up directly towards the bowler quite low in the air. Nadine de Klerk showed cheetah-like agility on her own bowling and, executing a full-length drive forward, took a brilliant and wonderful caught-and-bowled catch with both hands to bring an end to Jemimah's innings. Jemimah was dismissed, scoring just 12 runs off 14 balls with the help of 1 boundary, and the Indian team was pushed completely onto the back foot. Having lost her 4 main, aggressive, and in-form top-order batters at a highly ordinary and delicate score of just 83 runs, the Indian women cricket team at this time on the Manchester field was completely surrounded by a swamp of deep crisis, fierce dilemma, and heavy pressure. The heartbeats of the Indian fans sitting in the stands were stopped, and the South African team looked desperate to tighten its grip completely on the match. At such a scary and delicate juncture, the strong and seasoned pair of the Indian women's team's most experienced and crisis-managing captain, Harmanpreet Kaur, along with world cricket's magical spin all-rounder, Deepti Sharma, took charge together at the crease. These two experienced players, without any hurry, first started stabilizing the faltering boat of the Indian innings strongly and laying the foundation for a respectable score. Harmanpreet Kaur fixed her sharp eyes on a short, wide delivery, falling quite outside the off-stump from South African spinner Nonkululeko Mhlaba. She cleverly used her back foot to go deep into the crease and played an excellent and crisp back foot late-cut shot. The shot was filled with such elegance that even the short third-man fielder didn't have a chance to dive, and the ball quickly went past the boundary line for 4 runs. Seeing this confident shot from the captain,